Do you want to take a trip with me to Raccoon City General Hospital? No sweat. Just kidding, I ain't going nowhere near that place when the outbreak is happening. But before we get into today's Resident Evil trailer reaction review and breakdown, as always, if you want to become one of our day one real ones, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I am the real Jossie of your distorted theorists. And let's get into my Resident Evil reaction review and breakdown right now.
Hey, man, I gotta be 7. Do you know where I can take this? Excuse me, oh my God. Anybody order a kidney or liver or whatever this is? Anybody, it seems like it's kind of important.
Hey, you got time for another run?
No, I'm wrapped up for the...
It's outside the zone, so it pays double.
I could do that.
He's gonna regret that decision, I feel.
Sweetheart, I'm sorry, the signal sucks here. Can you hear me?
I'm gonna stay with Katie for a bit, I think.
Michelle, please do not go stay with freaking Katie.
Also hurt my feelings.
At least we're getting a bit of story context, I guess, in this trailer.
Seriously, I'm working. This could be some 8-year-old boy's heart or someone's mom's brain.
Oh! Love that. Big fan of weapons. I trust the director with this one, I really do. I know online's been getting a bit of flack for story relation and stuff, but trust the process.
Hello? There's an emergency here. I was wondering if I could use your phone.
Hi, you've reached Michelle. Leave a message.
The claustrophobia is real. I feel like I'm getting that.
Some things have happened,
you know?
And I can't get a hold of police.
Shotgun on the wall, classic.
Could you just call me back on this number, please? I love you.
Typewriter, let's go. And, bro, the callbacks are there. The callbacks are there. Oh, you know.
Everything that has happened in this town.
Can't wait to see that scene.
Transpired in a matter of hours. You've got no idea.
How long does it take you to load a shotgun, bro? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, where was it going again?
Raccoon City General.
Hey, no sweat.
No sweat. Okay. Let's talk about this trailer. As anyone who's been following our channel knows, I'm new to the Resident Evil franchise. Ever since Requiem was promoted and was being released, it kind of inspired me, if you will, to get into the franchise, because even though I've been a gamer my whole life, it was just one of those franchises that it was a blind spot. I just never got into it. I think I might have tried like the original number 2, got as far as the police station and had to find herbs and died by zombies, and I was like, I'm out. But in my 30s, I've decided I want to give this a shot. So I'm playing in chronological order. I did start with Resident Evil number 1. Then I went and played 0 just because that's what the internet told me I should do, even though it's not chronological. Then I played the number 2 remake, the number 3 remake, number 4 remake, number 5, I guess maybe remaster, GameCube remaster, I'm not really sure. And I just finished Resident Evil 6 about a month ago. So I still have 7, 8, and 9 to go, which I'm told is some of the best in the franchise. But I digress. It has led us to a new Resident Evil movie come out. Now, I've seen the ones with Mila Jovovich. I also rewatched all of those recently from start to finish. The only thing I haven't seen yet, I think there's a Amazon Prime show, maybe. Anyway, I digress. Zach, director of weapons, is on this project. I know a lot of the internet, as I said in the reaction, a lot of you guys, I'll say the fans, which I respect, are weary on where this film is going because it is allegedly taking place between, if I'm not mistaken, Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3, or at least in that timeline, or I think it's on the outskirts of Raccoon City, or, well, obviously he's trying to get the Raccoon General Hospital. But we want to know, why has all these Resident Evils been made and none are what you would be called sticking to the source material? That is the big question on everyone's mind, and I can see where you're going with it. This is all due respect, no-name character, no-name job, no-name placement in the universe. So why do we now, the fans, and I am one of you now, why do we care? I also forgot to mention I did play Code Veronica and both Revelations as well, if that gives me any credibility. Again, I digress, sorry. Why do we care? Why do we care that this guy is going around with some kind of medical organ, I guess, and trying to deliver it, and he gets caught up in the zombie apocalypse? Why do we need to know this story? The jury's out right now because we have no more information than that. I get it. It's like, I want to see some game shit. I want to see game shit. But if Zach Kreger is on the team here, he's got to have a vision. Y'all seen the trailers for Weapons. It had me hooked immediately when I started watching that, and I seen the movie in theaters, and I'm so happy I did. I loved everything about it, and now, of course, they're making the prequel. I'm asking y'all to trust the process, okay? Let's talk about the trailer. What I am seeing, okay, we have our premise. Dude he's a runner, I guess. He's running organs, or at least has a job where he must deliver this. He gets paid by the delivery. I don't know of such a job. Let me know if you got this kind of job. It'd be pretty cool. But obviously, he hears the money sign. It pays double because it's outside whatever city limits. He's going to Raccoon General. He says, no sweat. But as we see, he's on his way there. Presumably, he's in the snow. He hits definitely a zombie, because you've seen that face. If on the rewatch, trust me, you'll see the face. And he ends up on the outskirts of town, what looks to be some kind of farmhouse, which we've seen in the other trailers as well. He gets the old classic shotgun. Y'all see the green shotgun case right out of the games. You can't miss it. And the typewriter, of course. I saw you. Hopefully this dude can save his file before he gets into the zombie apocalypse. But the gaps we don't know is, how does he get from the farmland back into Raccoon City, where all the things or zombies are jumping off and hitting the cars? I can't wait to see that, because I can only imagine if they're showing that in the trailer, that is going to be some real Resident Evil cinema right there, on a grander scope. But the other thing is, he's in some dilapidated building. It's hard for me the only part I can't connect the dots, and please help me if you've seen it, now that you've seen this trailer and you watched the reaction with me, is how does it go from functioning society to the devolution of the zombie outbreak, of the virus, right? Of the G virus, if I'm not mistaken. T virus first. T virus. God, I've played too many games lately. But anyway, how does society devolve? Because the building he was in looked very rundown, like almost like shit had already happened. But maybe it's just a rundown, industrial building. Whatever, I'll let it slide. But then, of course, he gets into a full-on laboratory. So unless he's actually entering one of Umbrella's facilities, which, again, we have to question, because how is this, young 20s seemingly dude who's just running organs get into Umbrella, unless that is where he actually had to deliver it and there's some reason for it. I'm starting to think, is he carrying maybe the actual virus itself, or is he carrying more of a cure type thing, antidote, if you will, to be determined? And of course, we've seen this little tiny baby hand reach up. I don't know, it just seems like this movie is the trailers for this movie make it seem like the city, Raccoon City, we presume, is going from 0 to 60 outbreak like that. Now, I realize in the games, when you play number one, of course, it's very contained to the mansion. We get all that, right? And then it gets into the rat system or sewer system, if I'm not mistaken, which makes its way to the city, whatever. By the time we meet with Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield, the city's already in chaos. We never get that middle ground. So I don't know, is this going to kind of fill that little gap for us? Because if so, now it holds value to us, the fans. It tells us something we don't really know yet, right? Of course, anyone who plays the games, you're watching the cutscenes and you are picking up the little piece of paper and reading the journals. You read it all, but it still can be convoluted. I mean, we got to give Resident Evil its due, or against its due, that, there's a lot of information. And again, I have not played 7, 8, 9, so there's more information for me to come, but maybe this is going to serve its purpose. Maybe we will get a glimpse into what happened while we were gaming and running through the police station and running away from Mr. X and running away from Nemesis. What was the rest of the world seeing? How did we get from here to there? And this movie just might show us what we're missing. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me, the real Jussie of the Distorted Theorist, for my Resident Evil official trailer, reaction review, and breakdown. As always, if you want to become a day one, real one, make sure you hit our subscribe button and hit our like button and leave me a comment down below. Even though you're weary, are you not excited for this Resident Evil film? Are you excited to see how it ties into the grander scheme of the games, which we're told it should be in continuity form, to be determined? And what from the games possibly would you like to see in this film as a callback, Easter egg, or just general Resident Evil lore fun? And with that, I am the real Jussie of the Distorted Theorists. And like we always say around here, keep it real.